Hi guys, I'm Allison with Epic Realty, and I have Ashley Roberts with Neo Home Loans with me today.
Hey y'all.
And we're here to debunk some myths related to real estate and just to clear up some common misconceptions that buyers or sellers might have out there. And hopefully, this will encourage you to, if you've been thinking about buying a home or talking to a lender, a realtor, to start that conversation. So let's get started. First myth is applying for a mortgage will hurt my credit.
Well, we have a soft pull, so that means when we pull your credit, it won't ding your credit. So no, applying for pre-qualification, at least with Neo Home Loans, you will not ding your credit.
Thank you. I have to put 20% down to buy a home.
I feel like that's your old old way of saying it, but no, you don't need to put 20% down anymore. You can put as little as 3 to 5% down. And a lot of people want their cash and their liquidity right now. So it's not really even the norm seeing everyone putting 20% down anymore. So, nope, you can put less than 20% down.
Perfect. Okay. I have to have excellent credit to buy.
That is a myth. We do loans for credit in the 600s. Depends on your full credit profile and how much you want to put down and which loan type is best for you. But that's getting with the lender and determining which option and strategy is best. But you definitely don't need credit in the 700s to get pre-qualified or even to close on a home.
That's good news. I should wait for rates to go down or for the market to crash before starting to buy.
That is a myth. I think, well, to time the market, if we had a magic ball and could figure that out, we would all be doing it and rubbing that magic ball, but we don't. And right now, we're in a market where there's negotiating power as a buyer. So it's really important to get with your realtor and your lender and figure out a strategy that makes sense for you when it is best for your family to move. So waiting for rates to go down is not the best strategy because when rates start to go down, prices are going to start going up. So it's going to have an adverse reaction, and you'll also lose negotiating power because there's going to be more buyers on the market. So right now is a really great time to buy if it's what's right for your family.
That's a great point. Yeah, buyers right now, it is a buyer's market. Take advantage of the market. I like when you've said in the past, date your rate and
Marry the house, date the rate.
date the
Yeah,
rate because
yeah.
rates will change.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting comes at a cost. So homes are appreciating year over year. So might as well get in when you can and hopefully refinance when rates drop in the future. All right. I don't need to start talking to a lender until after I start looking at homes with my realtor.
Well, you know my answer for that. I mean, always get pre-qualified up front so you don't get your heart set on a home that maybe isn't in the monthly payment budget that you want. So it's important to get those numbers crunched up front so you know what makes sense for your family. How
Absolutely.
do you feel about that?
I think a lot of buyers naturally come to a realtor first, which is fine. But the first thing I'm going to do very early on in the process, after getting to know them and figuring out what they want and need, I'm going to point them back to a lender so that it's really in their best interest. Because they're going to know their purchasing power, they're going to know their options, they're going to know how much they need to put down, what loan options there are, where they're going to be comfortable as far as price range goes and down payment and monthly payments go. So it's always best to start talking to a lender early on in the process, just so you're set up for success.
And especially if uh, pulling your credit is a soft credit pull, and if you know you want to start shopping this year, doing it earlier, even if we can see that, oh, your credit, if you want a better interest rate. Maybe you want a different loan program. There's different scenarios. The earlier you do it, the more time you have to say, how do I get into the monthly payment that I want to be? Um, the earlier you do it, the better for your financial situation.
Awesome. All right. And I don't need a realtor if I'm buying new construction. And that's absolutely a myth. Realtors, we are, I mean, Realtor 101 is we work in the best interest of our clients. We have your fiduciary duty top of mind. So we're going to bat for you. We're negotiating for you. Even with new construction, there is room for negotiation on things that you may not even know can be negotiated. We're also just an extra pair of eyes and ears, and we just help keep things moving smoothly between all parties. Um, and we're going to make sure that you have a third party inspection, which is really important, and just make sure that nothing is missed during the process. So when you're about to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to purchase a home, I would say that's not the best time to try to cut corners or take shortcuts. So have your realtor represent you just so that nothing is missed.
Yeah.
Okay, the lender who offers the lowest rate is who I should work with.
There's a lot that goes into choosing your lender. And I think that may be hard to distinguish with all the noise in the media right now, and rates are dropping, the feds drop the rates, and there's so much more to that than just the lowest rate. And there's a lot that goes into an interest rate. So the three things that I really focus on if I were you and choosing a lender is communication from the beginning. How well did they take the time to slow down and hear you, hear your story, hear what's important for your family, payment wise, out of pocket wise, long term financial goals for you? Did they even ask? Or is it just them sending you a pre-qualification letter and just not reaching out again? So there's communication is huge. And how well are they going to communicate with your agent to help you put in a strong offer that has a strategy behind it? So then number two is strategy and working on which route for this specific home is the best total financial package for you, and slowing down and giving you those options to where you truly understand and they're just not having you sign off on $500,000 of debt and not understanding what comes with that. Before the process, during, and even after, how do they foster you as a lender after close? And then third is execution. So how do they execute all of that? Does it feel like a smooth and put together process, or is it broken? Is it lacking in one of those other areas? So rate's important, but sometimes just a bottom dollar rate that's scraping from an internet lender, you're going to be missing on all those other things. So that's my long-winded answer.
I like that. I think the more personal the experience is, the better off everyone's going to be. Like she said, you want to be understood. You want to make sure they're listening. You want to make sure that you can reach them, maybe on weekends or evenings, when they might not want to be working. But if you're working with a big bank and calling some 800 number and having to dial an extension and you barely know the person on the other end of the line, it's probably just not going to be the smoothest and best experience for everybody. So I always appreciate when my clients work with people who are local, people who are easily reached, people who really care about what they do. And so I'm going to make recommendations for my clients for people like that. They can work with whoever they want to on the mortgage lending side of things, but I would definitely make sure that you look for those things. So
Yeah.
that concludes our myth busting session, and we hope that you learned something from this. And if you've been thinking about buying or selling, please do reach out. We would love to have a conversation with you.
All right. Thank you so much, Allie.
Thanks, Ashley.